Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are doing something a little bit different. I am cross-posting this video in my Build Existence Ministries YouTube channel as well as my Build Christian Entrepreneur YouTube channel, simply because this word is very important for you, for those of you who have online businesses and online ministries. If you are new to these channels, my name is Adele. I bring forth prophetic words, teaching words, and words as led by the Lord on the Build Existence Ministries YouTube channel, and also helping to release words of encouragement and next steps and strategies for those kingdom entrepreneurs who are embarking on that journey with the Lord. Now, today, what we are going to talk about is this question: is your online business and ministry ready for the things to come? Now, I do have a confession to make. And this is my confession, that the Lord has been speaking to me about these strategies and things that are to come since 2019. But it's only now that the Lord has me ready to release for you the solutions to these strategies, as He has had me implement them together for the body of Christ to help those of you who will find yourselves in this category of online ministry and online business. So first things first, what are the things that the Lord revealed to me would come upon the earth? Now remember, we prophesy in part and we know in part. So everything we always share prophetically, always seek it out for the Lord yourselves for confirmation. And the things that the Lord showed me was there was going to come more and more blackouts on the earth. Now, we already know that they say that how the sun is radiating can affect more blackouts in the earth. So it does not necessarily have to come from warfare that can actually target down the electrical systems, but it can actually come from the natural elements as well. And as blackouts occur, sometimes what happens is data is lost if there's not regular backups and so forth. But then the other component the Lord shared with me was an increase in cyber attacks that would be coming upon the earth, and even to the extent of it being not just localized, but stretching far and wide in the world. Now, currently at the moment, we know that the World Health Organization is already putting things in place for a pandemic scenario to happen when it comes to cyber technology. Now, for those of you who don't know, they used to put things in place for in case a global pandemic would come with infections. So I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but whenever they look at stuff like that, I know, right, okay, something is coming. And so henceforth, we need to be aware of these things that can happen. Now, when these cyber attacks come, viruses come in the systems, because most data is actually saved in cloud systems, those data can be affected and it can bring down those systems. But if you actually have physical components of where you can store some data, then that is outside of that connection, spreading throughout in cloud systems. So what are the components you need to think about as you have an online business and ministry? First of all, here is the things the Lord shared with me. Don't just save your videos and content that you create in cloud-based systems, such as Google Drives, Dropbox, and whatever shape and forms you might need. Make sure that you also store them on portable hard drives. Yes, in the old ways, the portable hard drives that you can put in your pocket and carry it with you. But when you use these portable hard drives, make sure that you use password protection and encryption. You can use Windows BitLocker as a form to encrypt some of these hard drives, giving them passwords so that if in an event you might lose your hard drive, people do not get access to your client data or financial records. So think smart in that way. Second thing to remember is, what is your website built on and where is your platform hosted? You see, if your website currently is built on hosting services where you cannot access your website and do manual downloads, then you are at risk of, if cyber attacks should come and things infect all these systems, and those platforms crash or they can't bring your data back up again, you lose everything. And so these online platforms that I'm referring to are platforms such as Shopify, Kajabi, Wix, all these platforms where you don't necessarily have access to create manual download copies of your website. The Lord showed me many years ago to build on WordPress when I was looking at the different website hosting places to actually build a website on. Simply because WordPress, when you build your website on WordPress, it's pretty much your own property. And all you need to do is just move it from host to host, wherever you find more suitable pricing for your hosting services. But ultimately, when you build your website on an independent hosting service, you have access to be able to not just make cloud backups of your websites, but also to download a manual copy of your website and store it on your hard drive. So in the event of the cyber attacks happening and things shutting down and things being corrupted, when that period is over, and things come online again, you would be able to quickly get back up to speed by just simply installing your manual website and database back onto a server. And then you will be ahead of the game, whereas many are only relying on these cloud-based systems and where they don't have access to manual backups, all that data will be lost and they would need to start from scratch. So those are a few things to think about. If you're currently building on these systems where you don't have control over your website, it's definitely worth you asking the Lord if you are to move over to independent solutions or if you are to stay on those platforms. Because remember, all of our strategies are a bit different from the Lord in how He says and asks us to maneuver and to build. And these are just things that the Lord showed me personally for how to safeguard online business for the things that are to come. Because that way, if the cloud systems fail, I have hard copy physical means to actually launch back quickly when those blackouts come. And also then if the physical components suffer, I also have cloud-based systems. So I have both parts running at the same time. So it's definitely something to think about. Don't get too slack or too relaxed in making your backups physically of your videos, your content, your websites, all of it. Making sure that you can physically access it and not just online, because these strategies might be able to safeguard you in the event of these things happening and coming to pass. So if you do need some help with website solutions, for hosting solutions, and also web design, the Lord had us create 2 businesses for that as well, to be able to help those of you who are wanting to switch over to more independent solutions. We can absolutely help you with that. So email us at info@buildexistence.com.au or at support@buildchristianentrepreneur.com. And we will get to you and give you quotes and show you what and how we can help you to get these things stabilized and set in place and have manual backup copies. So when that happens, you have access to your own property that you can launch very quickly early on. God bless you.